range and pivot. Now what is the range? So range is a sideways correction or you can say a consolidation area. प्राइस किसी दो लेवल के बीच में स्टक है, ना वो ऊपर जा रही है ना वो नीचे जा रही है, तो उस टाइम प्राइस रेंज क्रिएट करती है. जनरली रेंज इंडिकेट्स the first one is high volume order flow where many orders are changing hands and likely large players like banks and institutional firms are beginning to stack orders at a fair value of price, right? और second चीज है low volume in the market. तो low volume generally closing the New York session and opening the Asian session. ये टाइमिंग के बीच में आपको लो वॉल्यूम काफ़ी देखने को मिलेगा. और लो वॉल्यूम अगर आप आइडेंटिफाई कैसे कर पाओगे मार्केट में, सो जो कैंडल्स की विक्स और जो शेडोज होती है वो काफ़ी बड़ी बड़ी होती है उस टाइम. सो नाउ वी जस्ट डिस्कस अबाउट द केस वन वेयर द बैंक्स और इंस्टीट्यूशनल प्लेयर्स आर लाइकली एंटर इनटू द मार्केट. सो this is called the premium price and this is the cheap price. So the market runs between these two levels. Generally banks or institutional firms are buying the currency at cheap price and selling it at premium price and they earn their profit. The center line is called the equilibrium price or the fair value. Now we can understand the range and pivot in depth. Now what is the range created demand, what is the pivot created demand, what is the range created supply and what is the pivot created supply. Let's understand the range created demand. Generally the price creates this range, neither it's going in the upward direction nor in downward direction. It just creates this range and likely the banks or large institutional firms are likely enter into the market either in the upward direction or in the downward direction. So now we just consider here this demand level. So the price moves in the upward direction and it came back at its fair value, right? वो fair value पे return आती है and the remaining orders are pumped or filled up at this point and again it goes into the same direction. So that's called range created demand, right? This is called the fair value or you can say equilibrium price. Similarly, we understand what is the range created supply. So price creates the range, right? Now suddenly the banks or institutional firms are enter into the market and price is goes down or is go to the upside. But here we consider the supply area. So price just moves into the downward direction and again came back at the fair value in a correction wave, right? And again the remaining orders are placed at this point and price again goes into the same direction. That's called the range created supply and that is the fair value for the price. और हमें यहाँ पे एंट्री लेनी है. एक बार रेंज क्रिएट हो जाती है, राइट, उसके बाद हम वेट करेंगे. जनरली कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूशनल फर्म और बैंक अपना सारा पैसा किसी एक पॉइंट पे नहीं लगाती है. सो यहाँ पे बहुत सारे ऑर्डर प्लेस हुए हैं, राइट. नाउ अगर सेकंड टाइम उसी पॉइंट पे प्राइस आती है देन वो अपना रिमेनिंग जो अमाउंट है वो यहाँ पे प्लेस करती है, ठीक है. सो वी हैव टू जस्ट वेट फॉर दिस रिमेनिंग मूव एंड वी एंटर इनटू द मार्केट एग्जैक्टली फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट. और सिमिलर फॉर द रेंज क्रिएटेड सप्लाई, बैंक्स और इंस्टीट्यूशनल फर्म अपना सारा पैसा किसी एक जगह पे ट्रेड नहीं करती है वो. सो बाकी के ऑर्डर्स यहाँ पे फिल होंगे, जो रिमेनिंग ऑर्डर हैं वो यहाँ पे फिल होंगे, राइट. सो हमें वेट करना है, प्राइस फेयर वैल्यू पे आती है, हम यहाँ से अगेन ट्रेड लेंगे एंड दैट्स अवर टारगेट पॉइंट, राइट. सो नाउ वी अंडरस्टैंड द पिवोट क्रिएटेड डिमांड. नाउ व्हाट इज द पिवोट क्रिएटेड डिमांड? So generally the price moves into the downward direction. That's the sharp move in the downward direction and true expansion in the upward direction, right? And price again came back at the fair value in corrective mode and again the remaining orders are filled or pumped into the market and again it goes into the upward direction. That is called range pivot created demand. That's called pivot created demand, right? Similar for the pivot created supply. Now there is a sharp move in the upside and true expansion in the downside and the price came back at the fair value in corrective mode. Again the remaining orders are filled and the price moves into the same direction. That's called pivot created supply, or you can say here this is my pivot created supply. तो हमें यहाँ पे एंट्री लेनी है, राइट. दिस आर द पॉइंट्स कि जहाँ पे हमें मार्केट में एंटर होना है. So this is the range and pivot and these are the price model of range created demand, pivot created demand, range created supply and pivot created supply. We see the examples in our next video.